everybody. Welcome in for another evening of TPI News. I'm Santana Wood.
And I'm Amy Passaretti. Coming up tonight, we have Sun Festival that kicks off next week. Tallapoosa County honored its first responders this morning. The Tallahassee City Council updates its zoning map and a preview of area football games.
In Tallapoosa County news, Sun Festival kicks off in Alexander City on Monday. First with the Wind Creek Hotel and Casino Medallion Hunt beginning at 6 a.m. when a clue will be released on the Outlook Facebook page. Once a lucky hunter finds the medallion, they are asked to bring it to the Outlook office to have their picture taken and also claim a $200 check.
Other popular Sun Festival activities are returning as well, including Faith Night, which has been moved to Strand Park this year to accommodate social distancing guidelines. See the full schedule of events online at alexcityoutlook.com.
Tallapoosa County today honored its law enforcement and first responders with a Back the Blue event held at the Tallapoosa County Courthouse and organized by Representative Ed Oliver.
Law enforcement and elected officials from both Dadeville and Alexander City were there to show their support and also receive recognition for their dedication to the communities. John Rice was there on behalf of Heritage Action of America to encourage everyone to sign the police pledge in support of our local law enforcement officers.
During the opening prayer, Rod Siggers asked for prayers not only for all officers, but specifically for Alexander City Police Department Detective Drew Matchin, who is currently in critical but stable condition at Emory Hospital.
We stand with you. And I also want to remember a young man who's part of the Alex City PD. His name is Drew Mason. Drew grew up just about 4 miles from here on Sandy Creek, and he's having health issues. So let us pray for our law enforcement community and also remember Drew in prayer.
An out-of-town roofing contractor pleaded guilty Tuesday to 4 counts of criminal littering for his part in dumping shingles across northern Tallapoosa County earlier this year.
Joseph Guzman will have to pay $2,500 in restitution to Tallapoosa County District 3, $2,000 in fines, serve 360 days of probation, and also return to Tallapoosa County with his crew for 16 more hours of community service.
Commissioner John McKelvey said this is a landmark case in his nearly 30 years of law enforcement and will help deter littering and illegal dumping in the future. Local cleanup activist John Thompson was also proud to see heavy penalties for a crime so often left unpunished.
We are going to go to a quick break, and we will be back with Elmore County news and sports.
Welcome back. In Elmore County news, the Tallahassee City Council passed the Tallahassee Planning Commission's updated zoning manual and map with a 5-2 vote on Tuesday night. The new zoning will make all of the city's main thoroughfares zoned for commercial businesses, including the highly congested Jordanville area.
This update to the municipal zoning map and manual will also allow the city's planning commission to accept or reject a new business's proposal. Prior to these updates, a potential business had to first bring a proposal to the Planning Commission. If approved, the proposal went before the Tallahassee City Council to be approved or denied.
Students at Airport Road Intermediate took part in Rock Your School Day today. Teachers were challenged with thinking of creative ways to transform their lessons into extraordinary experiences for their students.
Each classroom has a theme, and students were allowed to dress up accordingly. Principal Marcia Stevens said the goal of the day was to inspire teachers and students to think outside the box. And now we're going to hear from Ryan and Caleb in some sports news.
I'm Caleb Turntine with the Wetumpka Herald alongside Ryan Gallagher of Alex City Outlook. We're here to talk some high school football. Before we get into this week's games, though, we are going to talk about last week's players of the week here in Elmore County. It was an easy pick. Tallysie's Jalen Daniels ran for 372 yards and 5 touchdowns in a win over Elmore County. He got honors all across the state: AHSA, Spotlight, Montgomery Quarterback Club Player of the Week, and, of course, our Player of the Week. So it was a kind of obvious pick for us here. What about yours?
Yeah, that's an impressive week. He probably equaled his season numbers just in one game. For us over here, I went to the Dadeville game on Saturday, and Lane Smith, he didn't wow you with his numbers, but with his clutch play right before the half and right at the end of the game to give Dadeville the win. It was big time playmaking and just clutch playmaking that he made at the end of those games. As for the games, I'm going to be at Smith Station coming to Benjamin Russell this week over at the Sportsplex. That's where I will be. Benjamin Russell still looking for that first win. Hopefully they're able to get it this week. And then I got Dadeville traveling to Lafayette. Dadeville, like I said, coming off that win, a lot of momentum, a lot of excitement with that program right now with the way they won this past weekend. And then I think they're going to carry that momentum into this week's game. I have Central Coosa taking on Verbena. We're supposed to have a bye week this week and next week, but Verbena's game against Calhoun was canceled, and Verbena still wanted to play, so they reached out and they're going to handle that game.
Yeah, absolutely. The big one, the biggest news actually isn't even the game itself, but it's the one that Wetumpka had canceled due to COVID-19 tests within the team. So their trip to Greenville is canceled, and we're still waiting to confirm if that's going to be a forfeit or not. But that is what we expect to drop Wetumpka to 3-3 on the year. Big games this week. Marbury is traveling to Holtville. That's where I'm going to be for that annual rivalry game that dates back a century, really. That should be a good one. Elmore County is hosting its homecoming night against White Plains. Elmore County is trying to get back on track after losing 4 straight. Stanhope Elmore is traveling down south to face Eufaula. Pretty tough game for them. Stanhope Elmore has had their fair share of tough tests so far this year. Eufaula is the team that actually beat Central Phoenix City to our house in Class 7A earlier this season. And then, of course, you're going to have Tallahassee going down to Pike Road. Tallahassee finally got their first win of the season, and they're rewarded with a nice trip down to Class 5A, number 7, Pike Road, undefeated, led by former Reeltown quarterback Iverson Hooks. So that should be a cool one to keep an eye on, see what that one turns out to be. But a lot of still interesting games, even though it's a limited schedule this week.
Yeah, short week with a bunch of bye weeks, and like you said, with Wetumpka being out, Iverson Hooks, yeah, he's having a heck of a year, and that's going to be a fun game to be following along on Twitter, which you guys can follow us during the games with the hashtag TPI Preps. And then me and Caleb are going to be talking a little bit more about these games tomorrow at 6 p.m. on Inside the Lines Live. We're going to be going over all the slate of games and talking a little bit more about them and the players involved. Be sure to tune in, and I'm Ryan Gallagher and Caleb Turntine. Y'all have a blessed day. Thanks.
Thanks to Ryan and Caleb for that update, and congratulations to our Players of the Week. Again, thank y'all for tuning in. I'm Santana Wood alongside Amy Passaretti. Y'all have a good night.